to talk today about accountability. We're all accountable for our actions, and that's one of the, that's actually a very potent spiritual teaching that, if we're accountable for anything, it's the impact that we have on others. So we also need to take into account accountability for our actions, accountability for the things that we condone, the things that we let happen, the things that we comply with. Because through compliance, often because of our compliance, we are acting immorally, wrongly, and we commit, wrongdoings against others who perhaps do not comply, to the mainstream views or the mainstream worldview. So this is another one of my driving videos. So accountability. So who's accountable? We all are. So I'm accountable for my actions. So I'm accountable for my thoughts, words, and deeds. I always come back to that. Thoughts, words, and deeds. It's all very important. What we say, what we think, and what we do. These are the things that we're accountable for. And then we're also accountable for what we allow others to do to us. We're accountable for what we allow others to do to other people. So we're accountable for what we allow, for what we condone. And it's in what we condone that is usually the root of so many problems. So what we're allowing, say at the moment, with the pandemic and the abuse of power and the overreach of governments into people's lives, how they can able to dictate what goes into our bodies, what we put into our bodies, and much of our man-made laws are immoral laws that when we comply with them and condone them, we are committing a wrongdoing against others that don't. When you look at all these super rich people and what they can get away with, and they don't seem to play by the same set of rules that we're asked or we're forced to play along with. So it's very interesting there, at that level where you realise that what man has decided or what the elites have decided is that there is one set of accountability, one set of rules for the lower class of people, and another set of rules entirely for sort of the upper class and elite. I was just watching a video by Russell Brand this morning about that, I can't remember what the bridge is called, but that bridge in Rotterdam. Over there, and so Jeff Bezos, Amazon, that cunt, mind my language, but that rich asshole wants to build a super yacht, or has built a super yacht, should I say. World's largest yacht, can fit a helicopter on it, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, built that. So, the government over wherever, I've got to look it up again, because I've forgotten completely where it's from, but this bridge that they're taking down, just so Jeff Bezos can drive his boat through the bay there to get it out into open seas. They're going to dismantle this whole bridge, which their government there had basically said they would never dismantle again after it was destroyed during World War II by the Nazi army. So looking at accountability and the things that we do, and Jeff Bezos wouldn't even think for a second his impact that he would have on the lives of people in Rotterdam. So, but he's still accountable for that, and he will be held to account for his impact on those people. Perhaps not by us, perhaps not by man, but by the higher powers that govern the universe, by the laws of morality, the natural law of the world. He will be held to account one way or another, because that's always what one of my teachers taught me, was that, when we die, we will be held to account for the impact that we had on others in life. So we're always held to account. That comes back to, you can sort of look at ancient texts and like the Egyptian Book of the Dead and things like that. You can look at the stories in the ancient, like Egypt. I'm talking about Egypt and Anubis and, the weighing of the heart against the feather of truth and those sorts of things that will be held to account. If we have a heavy heart, we will not be allowed to pass, into the underworld. We'll end up trapped in a sort of a purgatory or halfway state and never truly allowed to rest and join our loved ones. Now, whether or not that is exactly how it goes, obviously, is up for debate. No, I'm not going to speak about that because I don't know. But certainly, accountability is something that we'll have to face one way or another. And the reason I bring up accountability now is because I want people to think about, I want them to really think about their actions at the moment, especially through the pandemic, and look at the things that they're condoning, that they're allowing to happen. I've got a friend he's chosen to remain unvaccinated, much like I have, and his family, like his sisters, won't talk to him. 2 sisters, they won't visit, they won't talk, because he's not vaccinated. So they've taken, that's family too. It doesn't make sense. That's sad. That's what that is. But more to the point is what I've heard a lot lately, a lot over the protests and a lot on groups on Facebook when I was participating more in Facebook, trying to spread sort of the word, spread the truth about COVID, try to get people to look outside of the mainstream prevailing narrative, was that a lot of people, even in sort of this freedom movement, if you want to call it a freedom movement, that sort of were saying they were fighting for liberty and all these things. But what I noticed that they kept saying was, don't take it out on the businesses though, and it's not their fault, they're just following the rules and what have you. But I think that's the wrong way to look at it. Even me for a point there, because on one hand, I don't want to take it out on people and be cruel. I don't want to make others feel like shit. I don't want them to go home feeling bad about their lives, but I do want people to question it, and I think we still have to call these people out. Still have to make it known, make a public statement sort of a thing, to say to business owners and other people who are working in businesses, so working customer facing. So firstly, to business owners, if you condone, look, I'm sorry to say it, but if you condone these vaccination mandates, if you're firing unvaccinated people, putting them into a very difficult place of poverty, if you're taking these jobs off people who have worked for you for years, dedicated workers, people willing to work, and you're saying, well, you can't work for us anymore because you're not vaccinated. I'm sorry, but in this instance, you are a bad person. You are being a bad person. You are being a bad human. And you should be held to account for that. Because you can blame it all you like on the government. You can say, but the government rules say this, and if I don't follow that, I'll get these fines. Any fine can be contested. Anything can be fought. And if the people stand together and say, no, we're not doing this, and if the businesses say, no, I don't care about the fines, we're not paying them, we're not doing this, if people stood together and more businesses did that, we wouldn't be where we are now, with people on borderline starvation struggling to survive. I've got my means to make money. I'm lucky that I'm on the hustle and I can sort of work out a way around things. I'm lucky I've got a supportive family. But not everyone's as lucky. Not everyone can figure it out that way. And some people are too honest. I am an honest person. But in this instance, if it means that I'm going to be able to put food on my table, I'm going to lie about my vax status, for sure. If I was going for a job or something like that and they asked if I was vaccinated, I would say yes for sure, and I will find a way to get a fake certificate. And I don't care if that's fraud. I don't care if it's illegal. The government can go suck a dick. I really don't care about them anymore. I'm done with them. I'm done with their bullshit taxes. I'm done with everything. They can suck a dick. I have not got any love for them. I'm ready to take them down. I'm ready for them to go and start a new system. That's a whole nother topic that we'll get into in another video about starting a new society, how we can sort of govern ourselves again, be more sovereign, have a more direct democracy, where we don't have these representatives that are not representing us well. So yeah, look, that was just what to think about. So with the businesses, know that you're accountable. It's not the government's fault. You're accountable, and you have to take responsibility and accept that what you're doing is the wrong thing to do, emphatically, is morally corrupt. And the blaming it on the government is also morally corrupt. So you need to look at yourselves and you need to reassess what you're doing. I know that probably no one will see this video because I don't usually get views at all. But I make them nonetheless because they need to be said. As things need to be said. There's others saying it too, but the more of us out there trying to preach in a way, preaching what we practice and trying to get through to people is important. And the other one is obviously customer-facing people. If your employers are asking you to do something that does not sit with you, does not fit in with your moral compass, that you find that you do not feel right doing, then don't do it. If they want you to discriminate against unvaccinated people and you are not comfortable with that, don't just do it because you're told to do it and then say, oh, well, I was told to do it. Don't do that. Instead, what I want you to do is just say, look, I'm not comfortable with that. If you want to kick people out or you want to discriminate, you will have to come out and do it yourself and just say, look, I don't agree with it. You have well within your rights as an employee to voice your opinion and your beliefs. It is one of your, basic human rights. So, yeah. Anyway, I gotta go put fuel in. Take care, guys.